Arsenal were completely robbed by that ref last night. How the hell is that not a penalty for Bukayo Saka? I know it was the last minute of the game, but you have to be given that as a penalty. Sat down, I thought about it, and I've seen it over and over and over. And it's low-key a penalty. It's like a 50% penalty and also a 50% chance of not giving a pen because Saka initiates the contact. And the thing is, players do this all the time in modern football. They initiate the contact and then they get the pen. For example, Vardy done it. Harvey Elliott done it last week where they dive and then they just do a starfish kind of spread off their leg and then they hook onto the player. It gets given all of the time. Saka is not some terrible footballer that is disgracing the game. Everybody does it. It's just that Saka did it just too good. Saka made the contact just too visible. Kayo could have easily taken it past the keeper and scored, but you know what? He thought, let me get this penalty and make sure of it. But listen, that's just inexperience coming in. He's a young lad and he's still improved. Just look at what he done after missing that penalty in Euro 20 as an 18-year-old, and he's went on to do bigger and better things. So I'm not worried for him at all. Obviously, a lot of people are like, oh, Bukayo Saka doesn't do anything in big games. He scored and assisted against all the big six, and well, last night you obviously saw his brilliant goal and his brilliant performance against somebody like Alphonso Davies, one of the toughest left backs in the entire world. But what do I know? I'm just an Arsenal fan and I'm deluded apparently. Going to the Allianz with 2-2 draw is not the best thing because that Saka goal at the end would have given us a great advantage going to that stadium, because now we're going to go there against Bayern with their fans and that big massive stadium, and we have to perform. What we did last night was not good enough. Absolutely sold ourselves short, man. Like, we had the game on cruise control, absolutely cruise control. Great first goal. Ben White should be taking that chance. Ben White should be taking that chance. Up until Ben White doesn't take that chance, we have the game fully commanding. Nothing is going Bayern's way. We're doing everything perfectly, and we just go out of nowhere and play like the old Arsenal and literally hand them 2 goals, like 1-2. Here you go. The first one, David Raya, he has been fantastic, but I just don't know what the heck he's doing up there. It's Harry Kane running through on goal. That guy is so slow. My mom, who's 65, that's had 2 knee replacements, will catch him through on goal. Like, Harry Kane is no one to be worried about. But when he's running 60-40 yards to go and meet a ball, like, any of our centre-backs would happily catch him. So Raya honestly messed us up. If Raya stays in his goal, it's just a simple pass back from Gabriel to him, and then he finds another pass or something like that. So he did kill Gabriel. I'm not going to lie to you. And Gabriel's inexperience in the Champions League got to him. But it is what it is. These things do happen. And people are talking about, oh, Arsenal fans are talking about Gabriel and Saliba being the best centre-back duo in the world. But apparently they're not, because of one poor game they've had out of being excellent. A defence that's conceded only 4 goals in the whole of 2024 has 1 bad game, and now they're suddenly rubbish, man. It's just the narrative of the Arsenal haters, because they just can't stand that Arsenal have these quality centre-backs. So whatever opportunity they can get, they will take it to obviously try and discredit them. But we all know that even Virgil van Dijk makes mistakes. Even Vidic made mistakes. Even, even Rio Ferdinand made mistakes. So get out of my face with this rubbish you're talking, man. Next week, we have to see Takahiro Tomiyasu playing against Leroy Sané, because what Leroy Sané done to us, wow, it was a massacre. How Bayern only scored 2 goals, I am so thankful, because they should have really scored like 3 and 4 and maybe even 5, because the counter-attack was absolutely blistering against us. They did not give us a chance with that counter. And the occasion may have got to man like Kivior, because he did not have a good time against him. But I think Kivior can still do something against him in the second leg. But I would still just go with Tomiyasu's pace just to be assured, because Tomiyasu is a fantastic one-on-one defender and he would definitely not let us down in the one-on-one situations, man. But listen, man, overall, we go to this game next week and we just have to not make silly mistakes. We just have to play our football and not literally hand them the goals, and everything will literally be fine. We don't have to worry about nothing whatsoever, man. The Bayern team, honestly, they were set up fantastically. Like, there was brilliant performances from Lima, from Goretzka, their whole defensive line. Like, everybody at the back, like, was just on job. I'm not going to lie to you. Saka played really well, but Davis was really good as well. Saka had to be at his absolute best to get anything from that game, and thankfully he really was. And someone like Martinelli, still coming back from injury, up against a great player in Kimmich. Kimmich might not be the quickest, but he's a very intelligent player. Getting past Kimmich is not an easy job, so fair play to Martinelli. But next time we need to see Trossard and Gabriel Jesus possibly start in that position, because these 2 players, they've shown that they are Champions League players and they do the job in the Champions League. Leandro Trossard, he's just one of those players where, like, they just smell the Champions League air, they hear the Champions League anthem, and then they just turn into a completely different player, because he has become so clinical for us in the Champions League. So definitely next week, we we're going to have to see Leandro Trossard start. And listen, man, thankfully, Gabriel Jesus stepped up with his knowledge and his experience in the Champions League to give us that assist. Great feet from him. That's one thing that is never an issue. The feet and the skills, everything is never an issue. It's just the finished product. That's what he needs to work on. But overall, thank you so much, Gabriel Jesus, and thank you so much, Leo Trossard. Looking forward to next week. And yeah, listen, I have been B4LL1 here. I talk about nothing but football. The subscribe button is either here or there. And thank you so much for taking your time to watch my video. If you subscribe, thank you. If you don't subscribe, I appreciate your time anyway. B4LL1, I'm out.